Whoop. So I need to edit this, get this over real quick. Bam, bam. And okay, what else do I need? About to say, you better come on with it. There we go. All right, so let's see what we got this morning. About 2 minutes left. Right now I'm seeing GNLN, RVNC, and Key, KEE. So those will be the ones that I add for now to look into. Let's get it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump over. All right, so starting off the morning, let me make sure my volume's good and clear. Yep, okay. All right, starting off the morning, we have GNLN. It is a pretty big mover from $2 up to $10. And we're going to see what the news is. I haven't really looked into what it's got going on, but I do know it's up 305% right now. Behind that, we had RVNC popped up 85%, but I believe this is an acquisition. And then we have Key, KEY, up here, touched $18 and is now back down to 17. So let's look through these. Well, actually, before we do that, I was looking through my data points and I was looking for things that have changed. My first 50 trades were really, really good in the system. I did start making a couple of changes to the system myself, not following the system. One of the changes that I zeroed down was I wasn't trading gappers anymore. So the more that I focused on inverses and trading like the TQQs and all of that, when I first started trading them, they were gapping. They were 5 to 8%, and they were going to 12, 13, 14, 15%. But over these past couple of days, things have gotten a little bit tighter. They've been moving maybe 2%, 3%, and I'm looking for them to make these big moves because they move $1 in a day or something like that. But they don't have that excitement, that original, expectation to continue, and they've been flopping. Um, the the spy and the Qs, the QQQ has definitely been something hard for me to gauge. So I'm thinking I'm going to jump back over to my original system instead of chasing, things that have been moving up to continue moving up. I'm like, look, I'm just going to stop that and go back to what I was doing because what I was doing was definitely working. And these past couple of trades have definitely messed up my accuracy. Um, and so it brought my accuracy down. I was at 70% win. And then with these mistakes, I've come down to 66%. So I'm like, let me just go back to what was working and just do what I was doing because it was working. So going back to that, looking at actual gappers today. And right now we have on the scans GNLN that is up. We have RVNC and Key, which I was mentioning earlier. So let's look into those, and there's really not many other gappers here. So let's go ahead and look into these on Monday morning. First one, we'll start with the biggest gapper, GNLN, Greenland Holdings. Right here, the press releases. All right, so 32 minutes ago, Greenland announces non-binding letter of intent to be the exclusive distributor in the U.S. of safety strips, inks, fentanyl, xylazine, and drink spike detection test strips. So that was 32 minutes ago, and then 6 days ago um, they were named, or Vapor.com, Greenland's Vapor.com named to USA Today's list of America's top online retail shops in recent survey. So that wasn't crazy news, but before that they did a reverse stock split in July. So not a whole lot of news on this one, but they got some test strips to keep you from getting drugged when you're out and about, maybe eating or whatnot. The next one is RVNC. So Crown Laboratories and Revance announced entry into merger agreement. Okay, so merger agreements are kind of weird. They usually kind of sit still at a specific price to give that meet the company's requirements for purchase or requirements for picking up shares or whatever their requirements are. And a lot of times they don't end up breaking out. Revance reports second quarter 2024 financial results, provides corporate update. That was 4 days ago. Then on August 1st, they did a release of earnings, financial results. Okay. So not that interesting. And then Key, Keyport receives strategic minority investment from Skisho. Oh, wow. I can't even say the word. Bank. Okay. We'll just say bank. 3 hours ago, they received an investment from them. Let's see what that investment looks like. Opportunistic capital raise on attractive terms accelerates capital and earnings improvement. Capital raise estimated to result in pro forma CET1 of 12.4%. Okay. Let's see. We'll make a strategic minority investment in Keep Corp of approximately 2.8 billion, representing approximately 14.9% pro forma common stock ownership. So investment of 2.8 billion there. Okay. Well, two of them have some okay news. One is just a merger. So let's look at the actual charts, starting with GNLN, and we'll go to the higher time frames over here. Higher time frames, GNLN, we've seen it's gotten beat down. It did do that reverse split back in July. It was down here to $2.47 and has jumped all the way up here to 10, what is it high? 1080. So right up to the top, into the tops of these zones somewhere. And then on the daily chart, it is still holding above 9. So kind of above this level here. But I don't want to keep drawing. I want to make sure that we have some obvious levels drawn. I don't know if these are super obvious to everybody. So let me just put 1130. We got a super obvious one, 923. And then all the way back down to $4, which that's a long move back down. On the daily chart, we can see that it's done a move like this before. So we see it did a pop up and a drop. So this one seems like it was up here to close the day and just opened up back at $2. And there's a couple of instances where it does a pop and a big drop. So this is going to be one of those be quick moments where you just have to take your profit. But it is probably getting more and more eyes on it. 6 million shares traded on it. And a very low float. Let's go and check out that float though. GNLN. Statistics. So GNLN, we got A float of under 1 million shares. And very small shares outstanding, 529,000. Let's go to the shortsqueeze.com, short squeeze. GNLN. Whoa, it changed. Members only. Well, they used to give this. Maybe they don't anymore. I guess I got to become a member. Okay, okay. Well, let me go and sign up for this on another screen. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna have to see what I can get for that. There was another site that people use for short squeeze information. It was, I forget. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I don't have it pulled up. It's kind of a lot more advanced than shortsqueeze.com. It's not as easy to navigate, but free, so we'll see. BAM SEC, let's see, GNLC. LN, I mean, Greenland Holdings. Does not have any shelf registrations that we see from last year or this year. GN, LN. Anything said about the short? Short interest. This was updated on July 31st. It's 12 days away from that, basically. And the short interest back then was 8.99 thousand. Okay. And the average volume is 51, not even a million shares. So it's got 6 million shares traded today. So that's definitely going to be some high relative volume and relative standard deviation in the volume profile. Interesting. GNLN. Let's see what it says about the short. I believe they want me to sign up now. Let me go over here and see what they're. What? $59 a month for short interest information. Interesting. All right. Let's see. For that other site that I had pulled, I wish I would have saved it. I'm gonna have to go back to my. I don't even know what day I looked that up. I'm gonna have to look it back up, I guess. Go back to the other site. Anyway, short squeeze is definitely bumping up their game. $60 a month for that information now. Interesting. All right. GNLN is coming on down to that level that we marked here on the monthly. That was kind of clear. With these, they're so, I just want to mark the most obvious, right? Where people were like, it's like you can just look at the chart without really zooming in and be like, oh, that's a level, a clear level right there on the monthly. Then I just work my way down to the weekly and the others. But right now, it's looking like maybe it's a little zone here between 886 and 936, but this other one that I put on is all the way up here at the 1130s. And it's definitely closer to the lower side right now. Okay. Why do I have this? I need to get rid of this. Thought I took it off. Maybe I just didn't save it. Okay, there we go. Because ATR is already up there. I don't need a graph there. Anyway, GNLN came down and tested this level that we just marked up, and we'll see how it ends up holding that into the open. 15 minutes left, and it is kind of testing the downside. The value area is between 1098 and 724. So we'll see what it wants to do. Can it hold up the bottom level of this value area? The point of control right now is at the 891. Okay. And then RVNC, that merger agreement, is probably not going to be the hottest, but it's got 10 million shares traded on. I guess people are, I don't know why it has so much volume and no motion, but it's probably because it's a merger and they're just all getting that. They're trying to get that one price, and it's just buying and selling on that one little price. Key is coming on down to 15%. 5 million shares traded on it. Went up there and touched $18.23. It is a large cap with a $13 million market cap. I guess there will be 13 billion, or no, $13 million market cap. Be a $1.3 billion market cap. There we go. There we go. Coming on down. So I think out of the open. Oh, what is this? Why is this up here? No, we want the biggest one. What is this? Really was one that we seen. It was a small cap a while back. We seen pop up. It's moved down 46% this morning. It does pay a quarterly dividend. Interesting. Let's go look into that. Really quarterly dividend. RILY, B Riley Financial. Profile, what you do. All right, so what does it do? Wealth management, financial consulting, all of that. Okay, so it's basically like investments. VoIP, cloud, technology, phone, voice. All right, let's go look at the dividends here. RILY. May not be that significant because I don't remember seeing this on any of my scans. Okay, dividend is 11.8%. Last one was paid out, so it looks like a quarterly dividend, 50 cents per rip. So yeah, it is does have a kind of impressive dividend, but will they cut that on this drop? So they've been paying out since 2014, has increased, steadily, trying to get that 30 cents, sometimes paying out 65, 30, paid out a $3.50. Maybe why did they jump so much? $3.50, $3 up to $1, and now down to 50 cents. Oh well. I'll probably watch it. But I don't know. Let's look at the larger time frames here. On the monthly, wow, they had to do a reverse split. It says it was once at 198 and then came down here to like $2, went back up here to 92, came back down here to 16.95 was the close on Friday, and now sitting at $9 and something on to $8 and something on today. Interesting fall off though, but definitely has had maybe some reverse splits, I believe, in there to make that happen. All right, back over to GNL, getting more and more wicky, holding that $10 level. Hold dollar. Actually, let me mark the whole dollar level. So this was 936. Where's 10? 10 is right in here. That's 1001. I'll put that on exactly 10. Next whole dollar level that it got up to did not get up to 11, but can go back down here to 9. That's the next one on the downside. Okay, so we'll see what happens. And these other lines and things came from higher time frames, the monthly, the weekly, and all of that. But just seeing how it plays out today. Basically, their news was that they have the test strips for fentanyl and this drink spikes, so you can actually test your drink if someone's trying to drug you or lace something with something that could be very, very deadly. They had test strips for that, so that's their kind of catalyst for today. But it moved them from $2 up to $10, and we'll just see how this thing plays out. This is Monday morning, start of the week, so kind of gotta give it some decision making time, hanging around this $10 level. Every time it hits 10, though, it's trying to bounce back up. Point of control was down here at the 890s and has moved up to the 934s now. So that's where the most trading has happened since pre-market started. 934. And I believe that's because that was one of those obvious spots on the monthly support, that 930. Let's look back here on the monthly. I wish I could, let me see if I can just clear, edit, activate. I wish I could just clear them for a minute. I don't want to get rid of the drawings. I just want to make them invisible for a little bit. Create drawing sets. All right, whatever. I'll leave them there. But yeah, it was a level right here. I can't really even see it with those lines there. Let me zoom this back a little bit. I can't really see it. Oh well. If you got your date or monthly, daily chart and you haven't marked it up, you'll probably see what I had marked there at that 934, 930-ish, 35-ish level on the monthly. On the weekly though, we're just waiting for it open so we can see how this thing reacts, if it wants to go big red, big green, or if it wants to stay around 10 bucks. Almost 8 million shares traded on GNLN today. 306% up. And it has a float under a million. Very low float. We have about 8 minutes to the bell. Giving a little bounce around here. Okay, flipping size all around that $10 level. A lot of war going on. So if it's trading like this during pre-market, there's got to be something. We'll see when the volume opens up. where those true levels form. Will there be lower highs, or will it start to break out of this 1060 level? Or will it start to break these lows, break this point of control at 934 and get going down to the whole dollar of 9? And it is hard to borrow as well. So let me go and check what the insiders and the ownership on this one was for GNLN. Statistics for ownership. Okay, held by insiders, not a lot at all. Held by institutions, 8%. Interesting distribution there. Let's go to holders and see what's going on. Top institutional holders says 0.57 of Armistice Capital LLC, Virtue Financial LLC, Citadel Advisors, Millennium Management LLC, Vanguard, with a very small position in comparison to some of these top ones, and then Royal Bank of Canada, just a little bit. So yeah, these top four are the main juice, the ones that are getting the most juice for their squeeze. I guess maybe not Millennium Management, but Citadel, Virtue, and Armistice Capital for sure. These three. All right, so we're starting to hold under 10 bucks. Coming on down to the 950s. We have about 5 minutes to the bell, and I watched this one out of the open, looking for, and I haven't really seen any other gappers that are really like active during pre-market. RVNC was just a merger agreement, and Key has just been on a downward spiral as well. Not really looking for much out of that one. 5 million shares on the board though. Let's look over here at the scans, what I'm looking at. Really continues to go down. Last time we looked, it was at 46% down. It's at 47 now, with a million shares traded to move at 47%. Wow, wow, wow. Big sellers. All right, coming into the open, we're about to get the ATRs out there and see where this thing wants to go. Coming on down to the 950s and popping right back up. $940s touching that point of control level right there at the 936. 934, I mean. And the value level just shrunk a little bit. So more and more, it's getting more and more concentrated trades around this point of control. The value level was up here, and just shrunk down. So we'll see how that goes. The bottom side, 871 is this. 870 is the bottom of the value level. Three minutes left on this one. And we're about to get the up-to-date ATR and the relative volume. I'm pretty sure that relative volume is super high, and the relative standard deviation is out and is very high too, because its average volume on the day is 51,000 shares. It's got 8 million today, so definitely some higher volume. Come on. About 1 minute left. Popping back up to the almost the 975s, over the 975s for a minute there. Holding up that point of control. And that is the third time that point of control has been tested. So I know that there's probably some stops down here that could get hit at the open. We'll see how it does above this 934. And, towards the top side of 1074. HER was on Friday 59 cents, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be higher than 59 cents on today with this big move up. But knowing that its average is 59 cents is pretty telling that it may not open up like people think if it starts to get tight. Go back to just doing, that average 59 cents on a day. But we'll see how hot it gets. We have about 19 seconds left. Going back towards that point of control at 934. But it continues to hold it. All right, here comes the open. There's the open. ATR highs up here, starting at the 991, 992, and then the full is at 1036 up there. And it is going towards the lows. The first bearish one is 909. The full bearish is 868. Looking like it's just trying to hold that point of control right now. Point of control bouncing back up there a little bit. Oh, what just got added? Nothing much. These are some of the highest volume movers right now. Lot of indecisiveness around this little doji looking candle. First bearish to break is 909. That's a bearish ATR, but it keeps bouncing off of it. Trying to be bullish, pushing down kind of heavy there. Okay. The other thing that I noticed that I kind of let go of is patterns, trading patterns. And so the two or three things. One was not trading gappers. Two was not even looking at candlesticks patterns anymore, which was working great. and 3 was not following the plan when I actually enter and I'm inside the trade, following the trailing stop, putting in that break even, stopping the loss, stopping quick, and letting that thing run against me crazy. Okay. So this is looking like it's forming a lower low, but could pop back up. Has a bit of range in here. Good morning, Jimmy. Or I always say Jimmy. Jim. But yeah, watching GNLN looking like it wants to go bearish. Jim. Um, Key continue to. Oh boy, come on now. Where's Key? Key didn't really do much either. It is a large cap though, so GNLN, it does have some very high relative volume, like I said, because the average volume is 51,000. It is up 183 from its normalcy, and then 7 deviations away from the norm, and an ATR of $1.09. So knowing that the old ATR was 59 cents, and it has jumped almost 50 cents, 49 cents, something like that, up here to $1.09. We'll see how that actually ends up holding out, or does it want to revert to just moving that 59 cents? Oh boy, I messed that up. It just popped up there to the ATR highs real quick to the 1040s and popped right back down, and now bigger pops here. So there we go, getting on down there to the ATR low, right there at the full bearish idea of 861. I'm thinking it can break that down with this much momentum, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. This is the bottom of the value level. This is the pretty much one of the lowest ATRs before it's like, okay, this thing's bearish on the day. And so we'll see what it can do, and it's really away from a bullish idea. But that was a big pop up there. 934s all the way up to the 1030, almost $1 move right there, and the ATR right now is $1.09. So it actually completed that on the day. Big move, but you would have had to be really quick. Did not hold at all. Okay. I see Nvidia and PLTR coming up as well. I don't know if they have any catalysts. Nvidia has 22 million shares traded on it. Let's go look at Nvidia real quick. Like I said, I'm really focused on actual gappers, not things that are just coming in, coming up, and then I'm like, oh, well, it's already extended. I want a gapper. So let's look at Nvidia real quick, see what they dropped or if they dropped anything, any news. Nvidia press releases. Last news was on July 31st, so that is a no. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. GNLN made a low under the full bearish. Made a little low here, 829. Yep. Interesting. So at this point, I'm just going to erase most of these. And like on the downside or the backside of the move, I usually like if it goes under the bearish ATR, I already know I'm on the backside of the move. So I usually play it like that and try to take profit as I can. But I don't even know if I'm going to touch this one, to be honest. We'll have to see what happens when it slows down. Still a super low float. Did a really fast dollar move, but didn't give a whole lot of time to, hold there and try to continue higher. So kind of a big bull trap on that one. It is still up 250% though, even with this fall off. This is a lot of work for it to try to knock back into. So this was the last candle close, 954. Will that become some type of top for it? So in red, red, red. If it wants to be really bullish, it's going to have to pull back all the way through this 954. That means it's got to cross this point of control, and this point of control does not need to move down. Right now, it's at 11 million shares traded on the day, and more volume is coming in. So people are definitely interested in keeping this thing going down. There it is, going on down right there. So it went down to 789 there, and now it is under the ATR low. So this would be playing the backside of move basically, and this would I'll be looking at this as kind of like my ceiling, 855, and trading back towards that. But we gotta see it try to come up first. It's just going down right now. Broke down the eights and all of that. Only so it's almost lost 50% of what it had, almost back to 200% on it. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I spent my weekend studying, my results and things like that, because these past couple of trades, I took 50 trades, even with mistakes. I was good. I'm like, okay, cool. And then, got a little lax when we got around 60s and things like that. I'm like, right now I have 63 trades, but I need 100 to kind of see where I stand on this. And these last couple of days, I haven't been focused on gappers, just have not been looking at patterns, nothing. And just was like, okay, I'm just gauging the spot, gauging the inverses, and I got chopped up. The spot didn't do what I thought it was going to do on Friday. This Friday, last Friday, it just started just closing in. And I just realized, hold up, one of the biggest things that's missing is gapping. I was trading when I first started trading SOXS, it was gapping 5 to 8%, right? And it kept going up. And these trades that I've lost on have been, up maybe 1%, 2%, maybe 3%, and then it'll fall back down. But I'm looking for actual gappers out here. So this bottom that it hit down here was 763, which will be that next level that could become a wall. Not a wall, like, I mean, it could become a resistance if it follows through this. I don't trust it as support because we're already on the backside of the move. But yeah, anyway, I'll be watching GNLN. I really didn't see anything else to form a thesis on today. I see that there's some things coming up, but now they're kind of going down, which is Nvidia, Robinhood, with only 3 million shares, not a whole lot of volume over here. Key up 15%, not the greatest. So yeah, kind of just and this is what I was getting caught up in is this chop. I'll see SPY's green, but it's like barely green. And then I'll go jump into SOX or something like that and get absolutely slaughtered in the chop. So I'm leaving those types of alone unless they're gapping. But yeah, I got to get to my morning meeting. Oh my goodness, this thing popped up. GNLN popped all the way back up here, but this candle has not closed yet, so it's still got some line to do to us. Once it closes, if it closes this bullish, it's looking pretty bullish coming off of these lows. Point of control is still at the 934s, but that was a huge pop up, 773 all the way back up. So that was another dollar move, basically. 773 all the way back up to 905s, basically. You just got to be quick on this one. It will take it back quick. Okay, so coming back to the mid range, but still under where it originally opened, and I'm still thinking this is backside of the move. All right, but I got to get to this morning meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe if you like the content. I'll be back on Wednesday. If I take any trades, I'll let you guys know in Discord and on Wednesday. But yeah, that is it for the stream today. And as always, keep your head on a swivel. Oh boy, the SPY's moving down as well. I didn't see that one. But oh well, nothing really gapping that I could form a thesis on today with some catalyst. And that's another thing I've been missing out on. I was hardcore catalyst, and I got lax. I was like, catalyst, let's just let the spy be the catalyst. And I got whapped in the mouth. But we're good to go. It's only been like what, four bad trades. I took 50 good ones. So I'm like, okay, let's just get back on the horse and finish up the journey to 100 trades on this system. But that is it for today. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.